Good morning. This is Sekou Radio along with Society Byte Radio. Today, our guest is Dan SANTORUM. Dan SANTORUM is longtime friends, President and CEO of PTR, Tennis Coaches Association. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Sekou. How are you?
How are you? Great leader, great CEO. Did you mind introducing yourself to our listener?
Yes. My name's Dan SANTORUM. I've been the CEO of PTR since 1986, so 33 years at it. When I started, we had PTR had less than 3,000 members, and now we're an organization of over 16,000 members in 125 countries. So we've had a tremendous growth, and we're real fortunate to have people like you, Sekou, as members of the organization.
Then, for people who don't know what is the PTR, can you give us a definition or?
Yeah,
PTR?
I mean, PTR is a nonprofit organization that whose mission is to educate, to certify, and to service tennis teaching professionals and coaches around the world, and in order to grow the game. I mean, that's one of the things is that you have to make sure that the people that you serve are working hard to grow the game of tennis, and tennis has kind of been in a lull a little bit, so we're working on things to try to give it a little bit of a jump start for our members, so they can be more productive and their facilities where they work be more profitable. So the education is probably the biggest thing that we do for them on a daily or an ongoing basis with our members, and happy to chat about that if you'd like.
What are the functions of PTR?
Well, as far as the education is concerned, we provide education that leads to certification. And right now, our course is a 2-day course that leads to certification. But in January, it's going to be going to a 6-day course because we've been speaking with the United States Tennis Association here in this country, and they've said that they'd like to see us improve the education that leads to certification, and so that's what we're doing. We're working on a new certification workshop. The certification itself, which is based on competencies and you're assessed, is going to stay the same. I mean, the assessment will not change, but the number of hours that go into these future or even current tennis coaches are going through will definitely increase. So we're hoping that just as many people go through that have gone through in the past, because we've had over 1,000 people each year go through our certification.
Good.
So just give us a call or go online, and we look forward to having you as a member. Yeah, Dennis Vandermeer started PTR in 1976. He's as our founder, and unfortunately he passed after a lengthy illness recently, but he left just a heck of a legacy behind, because there's nobody in the world that's taught as many tennis teachers how to coach than Dennis. And it's one of those pyramid things where he's at the top, and then he teaches somebody, and that person teaches somebody, and that. So you're talking, as far as players and coaches, it's in the millions. I mean, he's probably had one of the most dramatic impacts on our sport ever. And the sad thing about it is, Sekou, he's not in International Tennis Hall of Fame. In fact, there's only 3 coaches in the International Tennis Hall of Fame: Harry Hopman, Nick Bollettieri, and Dick Braden, and certainly Dennis, who's a member of the tennis. He was the first member of the Tennis Industry Hall of Fame. Certainly deserves to be there, and hopefully one day that'll happen. Hopefully one day soon.
Well, talking about Tennis Hall of Fame, I was going to ask you that question. You went ahead of me.
Sorry.
How would Dennis, is based on vote, how would Dennis be qualified to get involved or to be
well, I mean, the Hall of Fame is made up mostly of former players, but they do have members. I'm trying to think of the term that they use for the members who are not players. But every 4 years now, they're going to have people eligible on the ballot. It used to be every year, but now it's going to go to every 4 years. And the next time Dennis would be eligible would be 2021, I believe. And it's a matter of having advocates to get them on the ballot to be considered. And we've done that in the past, but unfortunately, he hasn't made the ballot yet. But I think time and his legacy will ensure that one day he will be on that ballot. It's just, in my mind, it's just unfathomable that he's not in the Hall of Fame, and in the minds of many others. So I know that there's many in the Hall of Fame now that would actually support his candidacy. When you look at the body of work that he's left, and the legacy of PTR, which is the largest global organization of tennis coaches, he founded it, and it wasn't easy. I can tell you, because he had a lot of competition early on, and there was a lot of battles in the early days. But he made education and diversity and inclusion a big part of being a PTR member. And I mentioned earlier to you, and you know this because you're a member, Siku, the family atmosphere of PTR is very special. You don't see that in many organizations.
Right. I agree with you. So it would have been better if Dennis had received this nomination while he was alive, right?
Yeah, it obviously it would have been, but and there's a lot of people have gone in posthumously to the Hall of Fame and other Hall of Fames, and the fact of the matter is there's a lot of PTR members and a lot of people that he's affected over the years. A lot of players that if they saw his name on the ballot, they'd be very excited and hopeful that he would be elected into the Hall. And I don't think there's an argument to say, to exclude him. I just can't see one.
I'm definitely in agreement with you. Also, you. After Dennis, we're gonna have to put your name on that list too.
Thanks. The nice thing is I actually am in my name's in the Hall of Fame. I'm on I received, as well as Dennis and several other people, received the International Tennis Hall of Fame Educational Merit Award. So that's good enough for me right now, because when you have your name attached to education, that's special, because then you're making a difference in people's lives and giving them the tools to do their job better and to teach their students better so they enjoy the game of tennis.
Right. Now, talking about to grow the game, you took the organizations at 2,000 members to 16,000 plus now. How were you able to do that? Because that's remarkable.
Well, I think you have to as a member, we're a membership organization, as you know, and you've paid dues for years. And every year when you get the invoice, you have a decision to make. Is it worth it? And basically, we have a motto, in-house that says, frankly, you can't afford not to join PTR, because the value that we give with all our benefits, the renewal cost is only $159, which is very inexpensive compared to most professional societies out there. And every year we try to add benefits, so it makes your job easier to go out and work with your students, and again, be able to teach them more effectively so they enjoy the game. And the one thing that we typically try to do, and we've been very effective at doing, is improving our education. Because again, that's the biggest benefit we can give you. I mean, the liability insurance, of course, it's important. The discount on head rackets that we provide in Adidas clothing, sure, that's important. Getting Tennis Pro, which is our award-winning publication that has educational articles, sure, that's important. And there's many other things. We've also, because our members have asked about pickleball, and we formed the professional pickleball registry to help our members who are being asked at their tennis club, to teach pickleball. So that's been a tremendous help as well.
Is pickleball going to be involved now?
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the United States, and we see it. We've got a new program, Sekou, coming out after Labor Day, called Pick 10. And what it is, Pick for pickleball, 10 for tennis. It's a series of 10 sessions that a club can offer to their members to get beginners to learn how to play pickleball at the beginning, and then move into tennis. The first 3 lessons are pickleball, and the next 6 sessions are tennis, and then the last session, the 10th session, is organized play, and letting them know what the next step is for them to continue with pickleball and tennis. So from a club point of view, it's something that is important. And from a tennis point of view, we believe that pickleball is the missing step to getting them to successfully learn the game of tennis. Because, as you know, although you and your son are very talented, not everybody has the skills to pick up tennis right away. And so it's a big step to learn to go on a red ball court and learn tennis. And what pickleball does, it's a step up to that step. So they succeed, and then they keep playing the game, instead of the many people that unfortunately start tennis and don't stay with it because they just find it too difficult. And we think Pick 10 is going to be revolutionary, and pickleball and tennis are sports that should be complementary, not in an adversarial way. And the good news is that it's helping the tennis clubs, it's helping the manufacturers, it's helping the coaches, and it's helping the court construction people. So all 4 pillars of our industry, the tennis industry, benefit from pickleball. So Embrace it, everybody. It's here to stay.
Right. Since we're on the subject of tennis, I have one question regarding a lot of people been asking me, if you had a choice, would you bring the coaches on the court, like Davis Cup or basketball, or every other sports have their coaches on the sideline in between timeout to advise the players?
Man, that's an interesting thing. That's of course the WTA allows coaching in their WTA events, and they have for a while. And I guess the question comes, as far as coaching and giving signals that in Grand Slam tournaments like the U.S. Open you're not supposed to be doing. listen, it goes on.